Really my honor to introduce, for the first time ever at PAX, the director of Kojima Productions and the creator of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Everyone, here he is, all the way right off the plane from Japan where he had the event just a couple of days ago, Mr. Hideo Kojima. Let's welcome him, everybody. He's here! Kojima! Hello, man. Good to see you. This is John. This is Sean, his associate producer. Sit down. Yeah.
So you're going to be on the...
Yeah, I'll be on this side, I think. Yeah. Standing O for Mr. Kojima.
Hello, PAX.
Hello, PAX.
And check out this shirt. It's not bad. It's one in the world of this. Crystals. That's not for sale. Very special. Well, it's so cool to have you here, Mr. Kojima. Thanks for coming all the way on Labor Day weekend here. I know you were just in Japan at your event there, and it's great to have you here at PAX in front of the fans.
はい、PAX、初めてなんですけども、来るの。
So this is actually my first time coming to PAX.
ゲームショーとかですね、東京ゲームショーとかコミコンとか E3 とか目じゃないと。とにかく PAX 行ってこいと言われまして来ました。
Of course, I've been to Comic-Con, E3, Tokyo Game Show, all the major shows. This is my first time coming to an event like PAX.
で、今日は PAX でホックスを紹介します。はい。
So,
PAX でホックスを紹介。ホックス。はい。
So yeah.
This is the best, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. So coming to PAX here for the first time.
はい。楽しんでください。は
So
い。
please have something special for you. Looking forward to enjoying it.
Yes, and you brought some special things with you. So what do you think of PAX? I know you just got in, but you've been around. I mean, you've as you said, been to Tokyo Game Show. I know you've told me stories of riding the train to the Tokyo Game Show and meeting all the fans that way. What's it been like for you so far to meet everyone here at PAX and see the games?
まだ実は見てないんで。
Honestly, I haven't had much time to look around the show yet.
この後ちょっと会場行けたら行きたいと思います。
But after this is done, I plan to look around the show floor.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you on the show floor. But first, we'll talk a little bit about the history of the Metal Gear franchise. We're going to get to the future. But I think, a lot of these fans of... How many of you guys have been playing Metal Gear since the beginning? Metal Gear Solid. Let's play more hands. All right. Metal Gear Solid 2. All right. Lots of big fans out there. So we're going to talk a little bit about, the creation of Metal Gear. It's the 25th anniversary here. What was going through your mind when you were first creating Metal Gear, the genesis of that idea? Tell us about how it all came about in your head.
もう25年前なんですけども、コンバットゲーム主流の時代に、ちょっと違う今までなかった新しいものを作りたいということで、シューティングなんですけども、自ら、敵を倒すんじゃなくて、見つからないように。当然25年も続くとは全く思ってませんでしたので、非常にびっくりします僕でも。
And honestly, I didn't think it would continue for 25 years, so it's kind of a shock to me actually that I'm still doing it now.
You still love it, right? Fantastic. So let's talk about the character of Metal Gear. Snake obviously is an iconic character. Sounds like we may be seeing him in Ground Zeroes, and we'll get to that. But, I think there's always been this link between Snake and the idea of Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. When you were creating this character, was that the inspiration? I mean, at the time you seemed to want to have an American character in this game, not a Japanese character, and for a Japanese creator that was certainly bold back in the day to do that. Do you remember why you did that?
まずですね、エスケープフロムニューヨークがあって作ったんじゃないです。
So first of all, I just want to make it clear that, I didn't make Snake because I saw Escape from New York.
Okay.
僕カーペンターの大ファンなんで、オマージュはしてますけどね。
So I am a big Carpenter's fan, so I love his movies, and that's why I put a little bit of an homage in there, but that's not where the original concept came from.
まず主人公は、特殊部隊なんで本名を明かさないのでコードネームが必要です。
So of course, the main character is in a special forces unit, so he needed a first name, a code name, right?
なんでスコーピオンでもコブラでもスネークでも何でもよかったんですけども、やっぱり潜入するということはその痕跡を残さずに行く動物というので、飛んでいくので、それでスネークとつけました。
So of course, he needed a code name, Cobra, Scorpion, or a Spider, anything like that could have worked. But I felt that the idea of snake was really the best to express this feeling of sneaking around things and moving undetected.
で僕がなぜアメリカ人を主人公にしているかというのですけど、世界中の文化に影響を受けて物語を作り出したんで、自分が書いた子供の頃の小説とかも全部日本が舞台のやつは一個もないです。
So, as far as why the character is not Japanese, I want to have this grand scale to things, and all the things that I was influenced by, like novels and things when I was a kid, most of them didn't take place in Japan.
なんでゲームに関してもスナッチャーぐらいですね、未来の神戸ですけども、他は、アメリカを舞台にしてスケールの大きい話を作りたいので、アメリカを舞台でアメリカ人が主人公というようになってます。
So, most of my games, Snatcher being the exception since it's a futuristic sci-fi game, but the remainder of the games, however, are primarily set in the United States with the main character who's American.
Excellent. All right, so you did, obviously the creation of Metal Gear was, so important, I think, your career. Tell us about Snake as a character and your sort of relationship with Mr. Shinkawa, building this character. Did he always look the same? I mean, did you experiment with early sketches and other ideas for him? I mean, you talked about his name, obviously being a snake sneaking around, but how did you create this character?
ですね、まずキャラクターの設定を、徹底的にします。子供の頃どこで生まれて何をして現在に至る、あるいはその未来のお話で語るその先のことまでを細かく設定をしていきます。そしてどんなセリフを言うとかも、それを膨大な資料を作ると。
So first of all, the way I approach creating a character is I think about the character's past, his history, where he was born, and try to outline his life, and then build upon that, thinking about what kind of things would he say, what would this character do.
でそれを新川君に見せて、そこからはキャッチボールしながらキャラクターを作っていきます。
Then I give that concept to Shinkawa-san, and then we discuss it, throw ideas back and forth to come up with the character concept.
なんですけど、しんちゃんはですね、たまに僕の言うこと聞かないんで、全然違う男のキャラクターのように女の子にしてきたりするのが非常に面白くて、それで採用されるキャラクターも多いですね。
Yeah, so but the thing is, Shinkawa-san has very unique ideas, and he doesn't always just listen to what I tell him. So he comes up with a lot of cool, unique ideas that come about as a result of this discussion process.
最初のスネークはやっぱり 3D じゃなかったので、スプライトを動かすオブジェクトだったんで、あんまりその、風貌とかキャラクター性を、に注力せず、それは表現力が乏しかったんで、そこはあやふやなままスタートしたんですけども、プレイステーションになってからやっぱりそういうわけにはいかないんで、ちょっと細かく仕草とか動きとか、カラーリングとかっていうのもシンカーと2人で、考えながら作りました。
Of course, Snake as a character has his roots from the era of 2D games. So at that time, there were limits to what we could express. So at the beginning, he's a pretty ambiguous character. He didn't talk very much. He didn't have a lot of personality. But of course, once it evolved to the PlayStation era, that wouldn't do. So that's when I really start to talk with Shinkawa-san about, applying different kind of colors to the character and different, very specific details.
スネークはあくまでもスネークって暗号名なんで、本名は皆さんであるので、それ以上のことはゲーム中では言わないようにしてます。
Yeah, so and the other thing is, Snake is the character in the game. That's the code name. But really, Snake is you. So that's another thing that plays into the design as well.
So, character we all love, and we're glad he might. It seems like he's back, right?
はい、この後ね、はい。
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll get to that in a bit. All right. Let's talk about some of the other characters. Big Boss, Ocelot, those types of characters. People love them, and I think would be interested in some of the origin stories behind some of those characters. what was your creative process? I mean, thinking about the characters that were around Snake in this world.
オセロットに関しては日本でいうとマカロニウエスタンという、こっちでいうとスパゲッティウエスタンっていう、僕西部劇大好きだったんで、そのキャラクターを出したいということで、作ったのがオセロットです。
So as far as Ocelot is concerned, in particular, I'm a big fan of spaghetti westerns, and I want to have a character like that in my games, and so that's where the idea for Ocelot came from.
でビッグボスとかに関してはメタルギアっていうのは次の世代に何を伝えるかっていうテーマなんですけども、要は自分が、両親とかを超えていくという、自分が前の世代を超えていく、前の世代を超えながら次の世代を紡いでいくっていうストーリーなんで、そのためには非常に重要な、キャラクターとして、スネークの親としてのビッグボスを出しました。
As far as Big Boss is concerned, one of the overall themes of the Metal Gear series is having, the main character basically surpass his predecessors, surpass the people who came before him, and really usher in a new generation. So in that sense, Metal Gear Solid 3 is really a key chapter in the series, and Big Boss is a very key character because he's basically like Snake's father, and so that's where I really want to put a lot of detail into that character.
There's obviously another character that we should talk about, which is Raiden, and his sort of involvement across the series. We all remember that surprise in Metal Gear Solid 2, which we weren't expecting. A well-hidden secret. I remember when I was playing it. He's going to make his debut in his own game, which you announced years ago at E3 and has evolved into Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, as we talked about the VGAs last year. Tell us about the creation of this character, because I think he was, very, very controversial, obviously, when he was first introduced.
はい。ライデン好きですから皆さんね。
So first of all, how many people here like Raiden?
All right. How many people hate Raiden?
1でね、メタルギアソリッドでスネークがすごく世界中で伝説化されました。
So, first of all, Snake became very popular with Metal Gear Solid 1.
なんで、2から入る人にとってはやっぱりビッグボスなんですよね、スネークが。
So for people who jump in at Metal Gear Solid 2, from their perspective, Snake is already like a big boss type of character.
なんでライデンというのは、最初のメタルギアでいうスネークの位置にある、要はスネークを超えていく新しいキャラですということで作ったんですけどね。
But as I mentioned earlier, there's that theme about exceeding your predecessors. So from that perspective, Raiden is like the original Snake in the original Metal Gear. He's the guy who has to surpass his predecessor, who is Solid Snake.
でもう一つはスネークというのが神格化された中で、プレイヤーが操作するのではなくて、もっとキャラクターを作りたかったんで、ライデンという新しいキャラクターを動かしながら客観的にスネークを見ることで、さらに英雄度が増すというか、そういう作り方を MGS2 でやりました。結果的には不評だったんですけどね。はい。
And so, another thing is, Snake is kind of like this legendary hero, and so I wanted to build upon that. And rather than have the player play as this legend, it's more effective to have someone else looking at him and seeing him as a separate character, as this really cool character that kind of helps you on the side. So that's why I wanted to come up with this new character, Raiden, as the main player character. That was the original concept. In the end, maybe it didn't work out so well. Some people didn't really like him, but yeah, that's where the concept came from.
Well, they're going to get another taste of him with Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Talk about this, the choice, obviously, to put him in this game. You first teased it, it was probably, 3 years ago at E3. Why did you choose to give him his own game? And then, the other thing about this game, which I have to ask you about, which I haven't had a chance to ask you before, is the idea of Revengeance as a name. Because, it's such an awesome name. How did you come up with the word Revengeance?
僕、スネークもそうですけど、ライデンも僕が作り出したキャラクターなんで、非常に実は好きなんですよ。
So, honestly though, Raiden, like Snake, is a character that I created, and I really like them. I love them.
で、2の時に、ちょっとヘナチャコな部分を見せてしまいましたんで、やっぱりライデンも本当のかっこよさっていうのもあるんで、それを MGS4 で出しました。
And, in Metal Gear Solid 2, because of the way the story panned out, maybe Raiden wasn't as popular a character as he could have been, but then we kind of wanted to show how he could be cool in Metal Gear Solid 4.
するとですね、MGS2 の反対で、かっこいいライデンが出てきて、で、自分はスネークを プレイするんですけど、今度はやっぱりユーザー皆さんは、あのライデンを操作したいっていうすごいこう、オファーがあったので、ライデンを今度もう一度かっこいいライデンを皆さんで動かしてもらおうと思って作ってるのがライジングですね。
And so this time, it's kind of like flipping the tables around. So this time in Metal Gear Solid 4, people were playing as Snake, and they saw Raiden on the sidelines and thought he was a really awesome, cool character. He kicked ass. And so at that point, we got requests, people asking, well, are you going to make a game? We'd love to control Raiden. And so that's why we decided to go down that path and make him a player character.
で、タイトルは両方とも僕が決めたんですけども、ライジングっていうのは、ライデンをライジングさせるという意味もあります。あるいはライジングさんっていうか、刀を持ってますんで、日本の象徴の刀を持ったライデンをもう一度皆さんに見せたいという思いもあってライジングにしました。
And as far as the rising component of the title, that's really about, raising up the character Raiden, bringing him up, kind of like a rising sun kind of concept. He's coming up, stepping up to the stage, being the main character, and also, because he uses a sword, he uses a katana, kind of has that samurai feeling to it.
で、リベンジェンスはライジング一度ちょっとプロジェクトがうまくいかなくなったんで、ベンジェンス復讐をすると、もう一度ライデンが復讐するということなんですけど、それでは弱い。一回ボツってるんで、それでリをつけて、再々復讐みたいな造語を作ってリベンジェンスとしました。
And as far as revengeance is concerned, this is kind of an internal thing, but at one point, Rising did kind of fall apart, and we had to start over from scratch. So it was kind of our goal to make it something that we try again. We would get vengeance, get our revenge upon the old project that fell apart. And so the is like adding that component of, okay, let's try it again, let's restart, let's do it, and get our revenge. So that's where that concept came from.
Good name. So we premiered, obviously, the first trailer for Rising Revengeance at the Video Game Awards last year. It was an honor to have you there. And I think fans were excited by what they saw. And, got to play it at E3. I mean, it's the slicing mechanic is great. I don't know if you guys have gone hands-on. Do you like how it plays? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Very impressed with sort of the fluidity of the action when you play that game. And you're obviously working with the folks at Platinum Games on that title, which was a nice partnership we were excited about. So tell us a bit about that game, the demo, and sort of the progress on that project. If people haven't played it, what excites you about where that game is right now and what people are playing?
ですね、とにかく何でも切れます。どのようにでも切れます。こんなゲームないと思うんですけど。
I think, of course, the biggest selling point is that you can cut almost anything and cut things freely, and I don't think there's been a game like that before.
で、メタルギアソリッドっていうのはずっと我慢するゲームです。隠れて見つからないように我慢ストレス溜まるゲームです。
And traditionally, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear has been a game where you're always holding back. You can't freely go out there and attack.
世の中に腹立つこといっぱいありますんで、皆さんも僕もそうですけど、毎日頭にきてること多いと思いますね。
And for a lot of people, maybe that adds to the stress that you're experiencing in your everyday life. You want to just go out there and cut things up, but you can't.
で、そういうものにリベンジェンスするためにもう切って切りまくると、もう細切れです。もうこのぐらいにしてください。もう思いっきり切ってください。そこですね、やっぱりこのゲームの凄さは。
So this is your chance to get revenge. Go out there, revenge on life. Go and cut everything up into small, tiny little pieces. Just cut the enemies like you however you want, like this big. You can do that.
はい。
So twisted. All right. Platinum Games, is your partner on this. They've done a great job on it. Tell me about working with them, because I remember when, I think we met, I think it was, last summer we were talking about, big secret that Platinum Games is going to be doing this game. That partnership, I think it's absolutely the right partnership for this style of game. But how has it been working with those guys?
非常に楽しいですね。僕大好きなんです。プラチナゲームの人たちとものづくりのソウルというか、そこは非常にパッションがあるので、どっちかというとコジプロの連中よりも好きですね。シーンとしてます。
Yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun, and Platinum has a lot of cool original ideas, so, it's been a lot of fun working with them. They come up with a lot of neat ideas, things that, maybe we couldn't think of at Kojima Productions.
プラチナゲームスの最高傑作にはなると思うんですけど、僕は狼が好きなんで、それを超えていただくということで期待してます。狼ね、狼、はい。
Yeah, so, I think this may end up being, hopefully...
狼はごめんなさい。いいです。はい。
いいですか。
で、
Sorry, one second.
What did he say?
いやいやですよ。 狼はあれですよね、カプコンの時ですよね。はい。
This is going to be good. What is
So,
it?
so basically, he's saying this may end up being, what he hopes will be Platinum's greatest game, and he's a big Okami fan, so he's looking forward to having this, maybe even build upon that. The reason he stepped back is because Okami was done, back when it was, the team was at Capcom, so that's why he kind of stepped back a little bit. But yes, we're looking forward to seeing it. So apologies to Platinum.
All right, well, we're excited about what you guys are going to do with PG on that. I know it's coming out next February. Now, it's interesting that you're kind of branching the Metal Gear series in a couple directions here. At one point it was Metal Gear Solid Rising, now it's just Metal Gear Rising. Do you see this as a new line of Metal Gear games that you could have other characters from the franchise star in their own games? Would you ever partner with another outside developer or keep working with Platinum in the future?
あんまりスピンオフっていうのはあんまり好きじゃないんで、そんなには考えてないですけどね。
So, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of spin-offs, so it's hard to say at this point.
ただライジングに関してはこれで成功すればプラチナさんと続けてやりたいと思ってます。
But as far as Rise is concerned, if it works out well, I really would like to work with Platinum again and make a sequel.
All right, fantastic.
でザ・ボスを主人公にしてコブラ部隊っていうのは前から言ってるんです。これはスピンオフというよりもこれは僕個人的には作りたいなと思ってます。まだちょっと実現するかどうかわかりませんけど。
Then of course, I've talked previously about a game featuring, the boss as a main character previously, and that's something I really would love to make. And
who would be your dream developer? Who would you want to partner with to make that boss?
However, if I do make that game, that would not be a spin-off. That would be something that I would like to make as a main part of the series.
Okay. Are there other developers that you'd love to work with besides PG?
やっぱりプラチナさんですね、今のところはね。はい。
It's hard to say right now, but right now we're really loving working with Platinum.
All right, fantastic. I tried. We're looking forward to the release of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance when it comes out on February 19th. And you guys can stop by the Amazon checkout stand at the Konami booth to pre-order Rising for February, and you'll get a free limited edition Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance T-shirt if you do that. And I think you guys can see what that T-shirt is there. So not as nice as this T-shirt, but it'll do.
これはもらえませんよ、これは。
Yeah, you can't get this one. Sorry about that.
Yet. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about kind of the future of Metal Gear. You had this big event in Japan just a couple days ago. I know you flew right from there, and I knew about some of the things you were going to be talking about when we met, in the summer. But you also made an announcement that the movie, I guess, is going to be coming. There's more movement on the movie. I know there's been lots of talk over the years about Sony Pictures and other folks being involved. You guys excited about a Metal Gear movie? All right. Well, Avi Arad is going to be producing or partnering with you, I guess, to work with a writer and a director and a cast to bring this to life. I don't know. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you have any choices for kind of the if you had a dream director or an actor who could play Snake, who would you like to see direct this movie?
これ公式違いますよ。これ僕個人的なや
Okay,
つ。
so first of all, I just want to make sure that nobody misunderstands this. None of this is confirmed. This is just a complete wish list here.
僕は監督しませんので。
And also, I just want to make it clear that I will not be directing this myself.
Okay.
でまあ好きな監督いっぱいいますけど。そうです、監督しない。はい。
Yeah, okay, I did.
Fair point, Keely. All right, yes.
クリストファー・ノーランとかベン・アフレックとか、マシュー・ボーンとか、
Ben Affleck.
その辺の人たちがいいかなと。
Maybe those guys might be good.
皆さんがどういう監督にしてほしいかわかりませんけど。
I don't know. What do you guys think? What kind of? We're not sure what kind of directors you guys may want.
タランティーノ？タランティーノね。はいはい。はい。あとスネークの役者さんは、昔はヒュー・ジャックマンと言ってましたけど。
As far as Snake, I'm thinking maybe Hugh Jackman might be pretty cool.
まだウルヴァリンずっとやってはるんで、ちょっと違う人がいいかなと思ってますけどね。
But he's out there a lot, so I think maybe somebody else might be better. Not sure yet.
で今のところは痩せたトム・ハーディ。
And maybe Tom Hardy,
みたいな。
Not sure yet.
ところです。声はね、声はヘイターさんね。
So, you guys like David Hayter's voice?
All right, well, we'll hopefully hear more news about that. So you're just really starting on that, right? You have to write the script. I mean, it'll be a little while until we see this movie?
そうです。ちょっとまだ詳しいことは言えませんけど、はい。
So yeah, I can't give any details yet. You know, we're still very early.
まあ
But yeah.
今まで十数年いろいろありましたけど、今回のプロジェクトは非常に角度が高いと思いますので、間違いなくいい映画にはなると思います。
Yeah, so you know, there's been talks about this for the past, 15 years or something like that. And this project is very important. So I want to, take my time, make sure it's done right. It's a very important and difficult project.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more news about that because you guys want to see a good Metal Gear movie, I bet. All right. Well, we've talked about the past. We've talked about the present. We've talked about the movie. Now, that's right, we're looking above. It's getting close to that time. We're going to talk about the future. So Fox Engine, you've been teasing this for a while. Project Ogre, Fox Engine. If you follow Mr. Kojima on Twitter, you see him always sort of teasing about mocap and other things they're doing for this Fox Engine. This is a new engine which runs on current generation consoles, right? So this is PC and PS3, Xbox 360. Tell us about the creation of this engine because I know it's been a multi-year process for you. We saw a video a couple years ago. There was that sort of jungle setting where you first showed it. You wanted to create this new engine. Why did you want to create it? What was the goal with Fox Engine?
世界中に素晴らしいエンジンがあります。クライエンジンとか、フロストバイト2とか、アンリアルとか。で、いいんですけども、ブラックボックスなんで、やっぱり自分たちが中身を開けて、細かいところで修正とかもしたいので、それをするには自分らでエンジンを作るしかないということで、作ってます。
Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying that there are a lot of amazing game engines out there, the CryEngine, Frostbite, Unreal. But the thing is, we wanted to have the freedom and the ability to really get in there and tweak things ourselves, and really tailor the engine to our specifications and do things that we want to do with the game.
で僕らのチームって一つのプラットフォームに特化してすごくマシン語というかそこを直に叩きながらゲームを作ってきたんですけども、時代はそうじゃなくて、クラウドを見据えたマルチなプラットフォームですごく効率のいい、開発をしたいということで、もうそのホックスエンジンを、作っている理由の一つになります。
Yeah, and also, previously, the way we've approached things is always focusing on specific hardware and things like that. But this time, we really want to make things more efficient. Look at how we could make games easier in a better way. Using the cloud and things like that. And so that's why we decided we wanted to make this new Fox engine.
ホックスエンジン今、ある程度できてまして、それをチューンするためにゲームを作りながら、調整しています。
And at this point in time, Fox Engine, it's to a certain level where we can already start making a game with it. And so as we make the game, we're adjusting the engine to our needs.
当然、ホックスエンジンを使えば FPS とか TPS とかいわゆるアンチャーテッドみたいなリニアなゲームとかも作れますけども、僕はオープンワールドが一番難度が高いので、それを僕は直接今作っていると。それができれば、いろんなコナミのサイレントヒルとかもホックスで作りたいなと思ってます。
And so, the thing is, once we get the Fox engine moving as it is now, you can use it to make an FPS. You could use it to make a game like Uncharted, an on-rails type of game. You can really do anything you want with it. But what I want to do, and the biggest challenge for me, would be making an open-world game. And so that's what I'm trying to do with it right now. But once it's out there, I'm sure other Konami studios may use it as well. So maybe you may see it used for Silent Hill, for example, possibly.
He's sharing it. That's good to hear. Now, let's move on to what you showed from Fox Engine recently in Japan. You premiered what I guess was the first real-time demo, running in real time, this demo that you guys have probably read some, tweets and sort of conversations about online after it premiered in Japan. I think it was Thursday night. Why don't you tell us a bit, what you showed, why you showed it, what were you trying to accomplish with this demo?
ホックスエンジン上で動いている今からお見せするのはゲームの映像です。テックデモではないです。
So first of all, what I want to make clear is that this is not a tech demo. This is a game running on the Fox engine.
It is a real game.
本当のゲーム。Yes.
PS3 360相当で、今お見せするのはPC 上で動いてます。
So, what we're going to show you is running on a PC, but the PC specs are roughly the same as PlayStation 3 and Xbox
な
360.
ので、現行機です。次世代機ではないですね。
So this will run on current gen hardware. This is not a next gen game. Just want to make that clear.
で、オープンワールドなので、最初カメラがずっとワンショットで最後まで、ずっとワンショットでいきます。これはオープンワールドっていうのをお見せしたかったので、
And you'll notice if you watch this that the camera moves seamlessly throughout the scene because I wanted to show that this is an open world and you can kind of get that feel from this
で、
video.
今日はごめんなさい。残念ながらその実機を持ってこれなかったんで、実機で直撮りした映像になります。
And so, unfortunately, we couldn't bring all the hardware here to show you this running in, real time. But what we did is we took video of it running in real time that we showed at the 25th anniversary event. We'll show that to you today.
で、25周年の時にスタッフにプレイしてもらったんですけど、緊張して手が震えてですね、最悪なプレイ出たんで、今日はビデオなんで安心です。
So, unfortunately, during the 25th anniversary event, the guys we had playing it, since it was live, they're really nervous. Their hands were shaking, and maybe the gameplay wasn't as good as it should have been. So today we have video of some nice, cool-looking gameplay for you.
All right. Well, it sounds pretty cool. Are you guys ready? All right. It is time for the world premiere. How many minutes is this? This is a big deal, right?
15 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes of real-time footage from the next Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes. Let's take a look at the world premiere right here. Enjoy it, guys. First people to see it.
This game has not yet been rated.
女はすべて話した。心配するな。お前の希望通り楽にしてやった。ほら、これがご褒美だ。お前は仲間を撃った。これで一人前の兵士だ。大丈夫、家には帰れるさ。ボスによろしくな。 10日前パスの生存が確認された。
生きていたのか。
ああ、カリブ海洋上を漂流中ベリーズの漁師に救助されたらしい。
それで俺たちの情報が漏れる。だからパスの口を封じろと。
いや、そうじゃない。米国の非政府諜報機関サイファーはパスにダブルスパイの嫌疑をかけた。そのため彼女はキューバ南端の収容キャンプで尋問を受けている。
キューバの中のアメリカ、法を逃れたブラックサイト、
マザーベース査察の件、これと無関係とは思えん。
国連の核査察。
おそらくパスのリークを裏付けるためだ。
俺たちは国家に帰属しない軍隊だ。
この軍事力が明るみに出れば世界中が敵に回る。だがパスを送り込んだサイファーという非政府諜報機関にとっての脅威だ。
パスはサイファーの正体を知っている。
ああ、生きているならこちらに協力してもらいたい。サイファーへの唯一の手がかりだ。 トロイの木馬が潜入した。海賊討伐に行くぞ。乗れ。
でもう一人は。
ああ、チコ、パスと同じエリアに囚われている。最後の無線連絡は40時間前。ターゲットは2人、チコとパスだ。南岸から敷地内へ潜入。2人を救出しランデブーポイントで指示を出してくれ。キューバ本国との境界からヘリを呼ばす。明日の昼にはマザーベースに戻れる。その頃にはこっちの客も帰っているだろう。だがことは政治が絡む。すまないが増援は出せない。
ああ、たまには一人がいいさ。キャンプ前に到着。
予定通りだな、スネーク。ブランクがあるとは思えん。
待たせたな。
ーゲットのチコとパスは北東の旧施設だ。基地内に入り、まずは北東に向かってくれ。
はいはい。もうこれゲームをやってます。はい。
Okay, sorry about that. Our mics were cut off. But yes, this is gameplay footage right now, what you're seeing here.
オープンワールドなんで向こうに見えてるのは基地です。
It's all real world. This is open world. You can see so everything that you see in the distance. That's the base.
どう
They
い
show
う
the
ルート
beginning.
でもどういう方法でも、まあ、いろんなことができる
And you can approach the
リアル
base
な、
from any angle,
スネーキングミッション。
anywhere you want. It's a completely open, real life type of simulation.
あ、こっち出た。ちょっとこう見つからないように今進んでますけど、
Okay, so we're going to try and sneak through here without being spotted.
で今向こうに装甲車が来てます。
Okay, you see in the distance there, you can see some
あまり
headlights
見つから
approaching.
ないように
It's an
して
armored
ま
vehicle,
す。
so
で
we're going to try and get through here without being
あ
spotted.
れも奪って乗ることは当然できま
And
す。
you can actually steal vehicles like this in the game and pilot them as well.
基本的にオープンワールドなんで、いろんな乗り物は自分で乗れます。
It's a completely open world, so you know you can ride a variety of different types of vehicles,
で自分で運んでいってもいいです。ヘリで運んでいってそれで乗ってもいいです。
and you can do things like calling helicopters and various other things as well.
ちょっとじゃあ櫓の兵士を
So there's a guy up here on the watchtower.
サプレッサー付きの銃を持ってま
There's
す。
a gun with a suppressor on it.
はい。でこれマップです
And
ね。
this is your map. This is what your map
四
display
角
looks
の
like.
ところが、さっき牢屋があったところ
That area off in the distance, that square area,
で
that's
どう
the
いうル
cage
ート
that you
で
saw in
ど
the
ういう
beginning.
潜
The
入方
boy,
法を使って
Chico.
もいいです。
And you can use any method you want to approach that.
ね、ちょっとこう広いんで、
It's a very wide, open stage.
なんか乗り物を探してます。
So right now I'm looking for a vehicle. Oh, and there we have one.
さっき倒した保証が持ってきた、
And so that's the
車ですね。
Jeep that
で
the
軍用
officers
なん
were
で
riding earlier.
鍵かかってませんのでこれ乗りましょう。
So let's get in here.
はい。どこまで見つからないように
Okay, so let's get through here, try not to get spotted.
おっと、
And
そこさ来たんで
here comes an armored vehicle, so let's back up.
まあこういうところがちょっと普通のゲーム
So,
と違うところです。
so this is like, maybe a typical
で
type of gameplay.
まあこうやっていろんな遊び方ができるんですけ
So you can do
ど、
a lot of different
今回すごいのはいつでもどこでも救援ヘリを呼べます。
But one of the cool things about this game that differentiates from other games, you can use a flare to call a helicopter at any
これ
time,
で、
anywhere.
自分のヘリを呼べます。これで帰還することもできます。
So you can call a helicopter to provide cover fire.
なんか音がするね。
So you'll start hearing some sound here soon. Here it comes.
味方のヘリです。で、
American
援護射
helicopter.
撃とかもしてもらえます。
And it can provide cover fire for you if needed.
で、変なところで呼ぶと撃ち落とされたりするんで、それ
Of
気を
course,
つけ
if
て
you call it in somewhere where it gets spotted easily, it will get shot down, so you need to be careful.
はい、これ割り9でなってますけど、これ自
And now
分
you
で
hear Flight of the Valkyries here. You can actually adjust this. You can choose whatever song you want for this.
あんまり許可かけると見つかるんで、はい。
But if you use a really loud song, that might make you get found, so you might want to
で
be
今日
careful.
はあんだけ苦労して上がってきましたけど、今日はちょっと時間がないので、このま
Okay,
ま
so today
ミッ
we're
ショ
just
ン
going
を
to
達
take
成
it to
ず
this
に入
point.
ります。
We got here, we're about to sneak in, but we didn't have much time, so we're just going to take the helicopter and leave.
で、これで他の国に行ったり、別のミッションをしたり、ヘリに乗らずにミッションを続けるというのもできます。
So you can use the helicopter to fly between different missions, go to other countries, things like that.
はい。この下が全部行けるところですね。
And you see everything you see down there on the ground, you can actually go there. This is completely open.
はい。
And there we have it.
What'd you guys think? Congratulations. Fantastic.
How どんな感じですか
So,
Did you like it?
How did you guys like it? Did you like it?
Wow, so now there's so many questions. Let's see what he's going to answer. So, Ground Zeroes. Is that our first look at, Snake, I guess, is back, so we're wondering about the timeline and things like that. Was that our first look at Metal Gear Solid 5?
ですね、プロローグと思ってください。プロローグ。
So we're not going to say it's 5 just yet, but we're going to say it's a prologue.
Okay.
シーンとしてますけどね。
So,
So prologue to Metal
prologue
Gear
to
Solid
something.
5. Okay.
Yes.
This is current gen systems, but everything we saw there, 'cause I'm sure people online will be saying, "Oh, is that another system?" But no, that's what you think it'll look like on
これは
Xbox 360, PlayStation 3.
これは現行機です。PS3 と360相当。
So this is exactly what it should look like. It's running on PC hardware that's roughly the same spec as PS3 and Xbox 360, so it will look like that.
で当然次世代用のホックスも作ってますので、そっちになるともっとすごいことになります。
But we are working, of course, Fox is multi-platform, and we are working on, next-gen hardware as well, and it'll look very, very good on that as well.
例えばさっき車で、バックミラーがポリゴンがカクカクしてたところがあったと思うんですけど、ホックスが映ってたと。
For example, you could see that one scene where the guy's adjusting the mirror. You could see some of the polygons there. Things like that, will be smoothed out if we have better hardware as well.
あれは次世代でいうとテッセレーションという技術ですごく綺麗な円になります。
So we can use tessellation to smooth things like that out, if we use stronger hardware.
Excellent. Well, it looks pretty amazing as is, and we will look forward to hearing more about it in the future. Pretty special, and we're happy Snake's back, guys. Just like you'll never leave Metal Gear, Snake won't either, right?
そうですね。25年やってますからね。はい、
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I've been doing it for 25 years. It's hard to leave.
Exactly. All right. Well, now we're going to get some questions from fans in here. We received these questions from the Konami Facebook channel, and we're going to see what the fans have to ask about Ground Zeroes and some of the other games. This first question comes from a fan and was asking about, you mentioned before you originally went into video games because you went into video games because you thought it would be something important in the future. Have we reached that point yet? Has storytelling through video games evolved in the way you originally thought?
僕が入った25年前よりはすごく表現力が高まっていろんなことができるようになりました。その技術的にもどんどん上がっていくんで、果てしなく上がっていくんで、これからもどんどんできることが広がっていくと思います。
Well, honestly, I think it's just going to keep on improving and getting better and better. It's compared to where it's at now, compared to where it was 25 years ago when I first started, and it's completely different. And I think it's just going to keep on evolving and keep on growing.
なんですけど、25年ゲームを作ってますけど、まだゲームでのストーリーテリングっていうのはちょっと正解なものができてないので、それができるまでは現役で続けたいと思ってます。
But I think, even now, though, there's still limitations, things that games still can't accomplish that they haven't accomplished, and so that's what keeps on driving me to keep on creating new things.
Excellent. All right, next question is from another fan. What is the most exciting feature you can share with us about the Fox engine that you wanted?
ですね、先ほど言いましたけど、他社さんも素晴らしいエンジンがいっぱいある中で、ここがすごいというよりも、やっぱり自分たちが作っているエンジンなんで、ここを変えたい、こうしたいっていうのがすごく簡単にできる、そこですね、やっぱり特徴というか、僕らの強みは。
Yeah, so, as we said previously, there are a lot of great engines out there to choose from. But I think for us, what makes Fox Engine special is that it's our engine, so we're tailoring it to exactly what we need. We're making a very specific type of game. We want to make a certain experience, and with the ability to go in and tinker Fox Engine, that allows us to make whatever we want to make.
で今そのホックスエンジンで、グラウンドゼロズを作ってるんで、ここでいろんな改良をしながらチューンをしていきますので、結果的には非常にいいものになると思います。
And right now we're using it to develop Ground Zeroes, and as we're working on the game, we have various requests for the tools team, so we're always tinkering with it and improving on it, so it's only going to get better.
And Ground Zeroes, does that relate to how it's sort of like the prologue you said? Like, is this the start? Is that why that's what the name means?
あまり言えないです。そうですね。はい。MGS1 の、潜入のイメージをホックスでやってみようっていうのがグラウンドゼロズ なんですけ
So
ども。
can't say too much about that, but simply put, yes, I guess you could say that. You know, one of the concepts behind the Ground Zeroes project is kind of being able to recreate that Metal Gear Solid 1 feeling on the Fox engine.
当然これだけで終わらない大きなものを今ちょっと仕込んでいるところです。
But you know, this isn't the end. This is just the beginning, and we have big things planned.
Absolutely. All right. Next question from a fan is: from stealth to action, card battles, and swordplay, the world of Metal Gear continues to evolve in different genres. Is there any genre of game you would like to explore in a future title?
まあ僕の中でのメタルギアはやっぱりステルスアクションです。ゲームとしてはね。
Well, personally, you know, to me, Metal Gear is stealth action. You know, that's what I believe it is.
なんですけどメタルギアっていう、25年間続けてきた IP をもっといろんな人に伝えたいというのがありまして、映画化したり、ソーシャルに、チャレンジしたりっていうのはそういう意味ですね。
But that said, you know, I want to introduce people to this wonderful world that's been going on for 25 years. So to expose more people to it, you know, we have things like the movie or, you know, social games maybe where people can experience that world from different angles.
で垂直方向、水平方向にメタルギアを広げていく中で、グラウンドゼロズっていうのは、僕は自分で作ってますんで、非常にコアなところに向けての、メタルギアの進化を、お見せしたいと思っています。
So we are working on various things, you know, things from, you know, a wide range of approaches, you know, various types of approaches to the series. But one thing I want to make clear is Ground Zeroes is something that I'm creating personally, myself, and I'm putting all my effort into that.
Wow. All right. Hideo Kojima game. Pretty exciting stuff. All right. Well, we're almost out of time here. But, you know, I think everyone here thanks you for coming all this way and, you know, not just coming to talk to people, but sharing that exclusive footage with all of us before anyone else in the world, really, right here. Is there anything you want to say to the fans before we depart here?
ですね、スネーク is back on PAX
Snake is back on PAX.
なんですけど、スネークも戻ってきましたけど、僕もちゃんとゲーム作ってますんで、その辺は期待していただければと思います。
So, you know, I want to make it clear that, you know, yes, Snake is back, but I'm also back. You know, I'm back into it, really helming up the game design and everything on here. So, hope you can look forward to that.
あとは、PAX の会場でライジング、遊びますんで、ぜひ遊んでください。切り刻んでくださいね。
And in addition to that, you know, we do have Rising out there on the PAX show floor, so I hope you all get out there, play it, have fun, just really cutting everything up.
Thank you.
Slice and dice.
Thank you.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for coming. Of course, you can play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance over at the booth and get that free limited edition T-shirt.